day 3 of our 30-day live stream challenge. You may notice a couple people that have joined us today. The reason why Anna and I are in our one frame is because we're at my house for, she called it a Freester.
It's called Freester. So whether you celebrate Easter or not, when you have friends over the day before Easter, it's called Freester.
Yeah. I didn't know that, but if it's not a thing, let's make it a thing, people.
Yeah.
I'm going to quickly introduce myself and then Anna, and then we want to introduce our 2 guests that have joined us today. So I'm Selena. I run How Oldly Socially Inspired. We're excited to be kind of hosting this today with some friends. So
yeah, and I'm Anna Larson, and I own a small business called No Mad About, copywriter, social media manager. Why don't we start with our third party here at Freester with us, Miss Angela.
Hi, everyone. I'm Angela Kennedy. I am Selena's neighbor and really cool friend.
Yeah, she is.
I am actually a nurse transplant coordinator at a local hospital here, Baylor Scott & White here in Temple, Texas. And I was invited to come on. Yes. I do want to give a shout out to the month of April.
Yes.
Yes, it is National Donate Life Month.
Yay!
Yes, if you've ever thought about being a living donor, please follow up on it. So you can go to unos.com and get a ton of information on it. Reach out to your local hospitals. If 100,000 people in the United States donated a kidney, we would eliminate the wait list for people who need kidneys in the U.S. So
it's awesome.
Hey, go donate.
Yay!
If this was not like, this was very impromptu. Angela was like, never part of the plan, and it was a great reason to be part of the plan because I think what she just said was super important.
Yes.
And finally,
I know we have one more guest on. They decided to be in their own picture instead of in with the group.
This is my own studio. Just recently purchased. It cost me about $70,000, so hopefully the sound is good.
It better be a good studio.
I'm John Larson. I'm recently retired from the U.S. Army. And I'm an entrepreneur. I run a small hobby publishing company called Old Gator Games. It concentrates on fantasy tabletop role-playing games. So that's my side hustle turned front hustle. Is that a thing?
Yeah.
Well, welcome, John. So we just want to remind everyone this is video every day in April. It's our VEDA challenge. So we're going to go live every single day. And every day we have some valuable tip or trick or topic to discuss with you. So today's is actually about live streaming itself and making sure that you have a plan when you live stream. So even though this might look totally unrehearsed and just off the cuff, like fly by the seat of your pants, we do have a list of topics and we've put notes below them just so that we make sure that what we're providing when we do live stream is something of value.
Right. And also we want to make a good point. We love using StreamYard, which does this beautiful leveling up of a live. So we love StreamYard, and that's kind of what we love to use. If you have questions, let us know. We'd be happy to help you. So
yeah, absolutely.
All right, Anna, lead us on.
Okay, so one of the things we wanted to talk about is the fact that when you are planning on going live, it's really important that you have your topics. And the newer the topic is, you want to rehearse what you're going to be saying. And rehearsing doesn't mean that you have to go say it over and over and over again. It might just be making bullet points so that you know what the pertinent topics are and you make sure you hit every point. Because when you're in the moment, you forget. Like your brain, sometimes will just freeze and you're like, I know that there was something else that was really important, but I can't remember what it is. And then afterwards, you're kicking yourself because you're thinking, dang it, I wish that I had remembered to bring that up. Right?
Yes.
Yeah. It has happened more than once. And Selena and I do a weekly coffee chat live stream, and we've got it down to a science now. We started with we'll just make it up as we go.
Yeah.
And now we have a full script that we follow just so we can keep it on time, under time, if at all possible, and so that our guests know what to expect from us.
John knows, Angela knows. We chat way too much.
Okay, so we do have a question for John. So John, we talked about live streaming and rehearsing, and I have the question for you is, wait, hold on. I even made a banner for it. Wait,
that one?
This one right here. Does rehearsing make your live stream feel less authentic?
Okay, well, that's a good question. If you'll kind of think way back into season 1 of your coffee chat, I talked about role playing a little bit, right? So I think that when you have a chance to rehearse and you go off a script and you have a chance to, run different ideas through your head, I think it actually sounds more authentic because you get a chance to polish it, right? So if my speech comes out with a lot of ums and uhs and I lose my train of thought, that's probably more unprofessional than sounding like you know what you're saying, following the points, making logical connections from one topic to another. So I don't think rehearsals or working off a script sounds unauthentic at all.
Yeah, that's a really good point.
Yeah.
And in fact, like the more that I think about it as a business owner, if you start saying ums and ahs and forget your train of thought, you sound like you don't know what you're supposed to be an expert in. Now you don't sound like an expert at all.
Yeah.
And you probably lose a little bit of credibility in that. Yeah,
for sure.
And that's why rehearsal, that's why rehearsing is important and working off a script. So. So we can carry the show. We got it.
You got this.
We just want you to know that we do have a plan for when our guest drops off, just like that. We were testing you guys at that moment.
Yes. I'm moving. Okay, so I think I just would like to ask Angela, like, on the flip side. So this is not what she normally does. She doesn't come sit here and go on lives and say things. So, but she's an observer. She's watched many, many lives. And I'm just curious now, with you having been in the behind the scene thing, like, what do you like? Do you feel like there's a different way of looking at it now? Like, oh, they do a little bit more than I expected, or?
Yes. Definitely. Definitely feel like a lot more goes into it. I do watch live streams. I'm a huge beauty streamer. I love to watch beauty streamers. James Welsh, I love you, and call me.
This is her chance. If this even makes it there,
if he ever sees this, I love you. So
putting it out in the universe.
Yes, putting it out there. So he always comes across really professional and knows what he's talking about, and you can tell he has it scripted, but he's still very comfortable in what he says, and he still gets to say and have a personality. It's not robotic, and I think that's really important too. Not being robotic, but still having the practice, because as John mentioned, the ums, uhs, it's very distracting. We with COVID today, we do a lot of meetings. I do a lot of meetings with dialysis centers, and we have to do them. We have to video chat. We have to WebEx them. Right. And it's really distracting when we're trying to give a presentation and people are, and it does make you sound unprofessional. So I think that doing a certain level of practice and making sure you do have at least bullet points and making sure you hit all of your important points is really important to the viewer to know you prepared, you cared about it enough, you cared about your message enough to prepare, you cared about your viewers enough to prepare, and not just, I think there's like some art to like going off the cuff, and I think that that's really awesome when people come on and it's like off
when
the cuff and fun, when
the kids run into the room and make a lot of noise.
Exactly.
I would just like to add that when you're passionate about something, it's very easy to speak about, right? So if it's something that you care about, you don't have to generally go off of a script. It's only when you're doing something that you're uncomfortable with that you should have a script. And the big difference between, as far as mechanics go, reading off of a script sounds robotic, right? But knowing your script and speaking from the script, it sounds authentic. So that's the difference.
So
you have to get from reading those note cards to knowing those note cards, and then there's no problem.
Yeah. Right. Well, so thank you so much, Angela and John, for joining us today. We promised to keep our live streams at just around 10 minutes, and we're at like 9:40 and change right now.
Yeah.
So we want to just leave one last thought. If you're listening right now, drop into the comments, or if you listen later, drop into the comments the answer to this question. Do you have a plan and rehearse your live streaming in advance? Because we would love to know how many of the people that are watching right now do live stream, and if they do, if they have a script or just wing it.
Yeah. So I guess goodbye, Angela. Thank you for
Yes.
live stream, guys. Can we give
Yeah.
her applause? Her name is Angela. Yeah, good job. Good job.
Just one more quick thing.
Save me some Freester feast.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes. Wishing everybody a happy
Yes.
Freester in case you're celebrating
Freester,
today. And then
sure.
if you don't have a friend that does transplant stuff, you should find one because it's super fascinating.
It is the conversations that we learn. But all right, guys, happy Easter. See you tomorrow.
Bye.
Thanks, John.
Thanks, guys.